book lovers. Welcome to Book Review with Shalom, a place where we dive into the world of books, thoughts, and ideas. So in our last episode of Book Review with Shalom, we were able to learn about the 4 basic temperaments. On this episode, we're going to learn about their strengths and their weaknesses. So have you applied the knowledge you had on your last episode of Book Review? Do you know the strengths of a sanguine? Do you even know your temperament? So now we're going to talk about their strengths and their weaknesses. First, we'll start with sanguine. Now, we describe the sanguine as a hyperactive person who is always ongoing. Now, one of the strengths of the sanguine is the forgiving spirit. The sanguine does not remember offenses because he's always looking for the ongoing thing. So sanguines are always forgiving. It is one of their strengths. The second strength I will talk about of a sanguine is the fact that a sanguine can multitask. Because he is hyperactive, he can do a lot of things. He can be a salesman. At the same time, he can also be into his own personal business. He has the ability to multitask wherever he finds himself. Now, another strength of a sanguine is the fact that he is able to make friends around. You don't find a sanguine alone. He is never alone. He has this one friend that he's working with, and the next minute, the sanguine has another friend that he's working with. So this is his strength, because wherever he goes, he finds help and he's able to communicate with people. Now let's talk about the weaknesses of a sanguine. Now, because a sanguine does not know how to keep a single friend, he is always breaking a lot of people's heart. So you think he's your best friend today and you are all in with him or her, and the next thing you find out that she does the same thing she does to you to another person. Now this is a weakness for the sanguine, because most time people feel they have been cheated around them or they have been deceived by a sanguine, which is not something he does deliberately. It's just part of his temperament. A sanguine is not a faithful friend at any point in time. And in relationships, sanguines fall in love so quickly because they're looking for the next exciting thing. So you come as the exciting thing, and then they end in the relationship, and then the next time he finds another person and he feels, oh, this person is more exciting than this person. Now, one of the other weaknesses of a sanguine is the fact that he's not organized. Do not trust a sanguine to pay his bills on time, because he does not even have time to sit down and calculate and think about a lot of things he needs to put in place to pay the bill. So sometimes he's not organized, he forgets to do things easily. So if you give him a job, you have to be on his neck consistently to remind the sanguine that he has not done it. There are a lot of other weaknesses of a sanguine, but we'll leave this for him for now. A sanguine is a person that can develop and can be loved by anybody. He's not really bad because he has a weakness, and she's not really bad because she has a weakness. All you need to know is what are this person's weakness and help this person grow and develop. So we'll move on to Martin Melancholy. Now, last week on book review, we spoke about Martin being a calm and a perfectionist person. This is one of his advantage, and he finds it his major strength. The fact that Martin is a perfectionist, he is able to work in companies and bring out excellence in whatever he does. The perfectionist nature of a Martin Melancholy allows him to bring out the best. He sees errors and he's able to address them immediately. Now, another advantage of his temperament is the fact that Martin Melancholy is able to plan ahead of time. Unlike the sanguine, who has difficulties in planning, Martin is able to plan. He's able to foresee danger ahead and plan to avoid those things. So it becomes his strength, because when he's going into a project, he doesn't just go all out without thinking, without planning. And Martin does not necessarily make decisions immediately. Because he's an organized person, he takes time to make decisions. So you might be in a relationship with a person and you want to buy a car. The person might want to take out his time to think about buying this car. Is this what we need now, or should we plan ahead for something else? It's not because he doesn't want the car. It's just his temperament does not allow him make or rush into decision. Now, what are the weaknesses of Martin Melancholy? One of the major weaknesses Martin Melancholy has is the fact that he's a very emotional person. Martin Melancholy does not talk. He's an introvert, so he doesn't talk too much, and he bottles everything to himself. So this causes depression for most people who have Martin Melancholy as their temperament. So most times they don't get to talk, they get to bottle everything to themselves. Unlike the sanguine, Martin does not associate with a lot of people. He is to himself. he spends time to himself. He won't forget your birthday, definitely. He will try to give you a gift on your birthday. He will try to come around to cheer you up, but don't expect him to do too much. Now, that is for Martin melancholy. The next person we'll be talking about is the choleric. The last time we spoke about temperaments, we said the choleric is a hot-tempered person who rushed into decision. He's a go-getter. He sets his goal and he makes sure he gets it. Yes, that is true. And that is one of his major advantage and strength. He does not give up. He does not see anything as failure. He sees everything as an opportunity to advance, as an opportunity to get. He's always looking for the next thing, the next goal to tackle. So if he is in love with you, he sees you as a challenge. He sees you as something he needs to conquer. So he will come all out until he gets you. He is not backing out. So a choleric person is one person you would want to stick around if you're hoping to go with somebody on adventure, somebody who would dream the world and want to bring it back home. You would want to ride with a choleric person. And second advantage of a choleric or their strength is the fact that these people do not need so much encouragement. They are encouragement on themselves. They do not need so much encouragement because they are visionaries. They are born leaders. They do not need you to encourage them to move forward. They do not have sober moments. They do not have moments where they feel this is impossible or this cannot happen. No, they're visionary people, so it's possible, it's possible, it's possible, and we're getting it, and we're getting it. Choleric has a lot of other advantages, but we'll talk about some few of his weaknesses. One of the major weaknesses of the choleric is that the choleric is hot-tempered. Yes, because he's a go-getter, a go-setter, sometimes he tends to become very hot-tempered when he does not achieve his goal. He feels he needs everything for himself. He is a very selfish person who would step on anybody to make sure that he has achieved that goal that he has set before him. Another disadvantage of a choleric or a weakness of a choleric person is the fact that the choleric person on his own does not know how to show affection. He doesn't know how to show you love. He doesn't know how to be there for you when you need him. If you're not a challenge or something he needs to conquer, he doesn't really see the need for you around him. Okay. So what would your choleric husband or partner do on the Valentine's Day? He'll probably send you a text. That is if he remembers it's Valentine's Day. He'll send you a text and he won't make much effort to make you feel special or something. Now that's much for a choleric person. Let's talk about the phlegmatic person. Yeah. Now the phlegmatic are the lovable people you find around. The last time we spoke about phlegmatic people, we say they are good friends to keep around you. They are calm and a lot of other things. Now, what are their strengths? Some of the strengths of the phlegmatic person is they're able to keep friends and be faithful friends. Yes, you're looking for a faithful friend, go for a phlegmatic person. Now, this set of individuals would be there for you when you need them. They are emotional people, but they do not know how to express emotions. They find it difficult to express those emotions, but really they would if they have the opportunity. But they will not naturally just express emotion. They will bottle everything down, which has been their strength. Because when it relates to friendship, a phlegmatic person will make you feel so important and that your challenges or problems are very important. What are some of the weaknesses of a phlegmatic person? Now, a phlegmatic person, for one, does not want to be pushed around. He doesn't want to be pressured around to do anything. He wants to be in his comfort zone. He doesn't want to do more than it is needed. He would not take an extra task. He will not volunteer for anything. He wants to lie down on bed and do little and put little energy into whatever he is doing. Now, these are some of the weaknesses of the temperaments we have around. Now, let's talk about you having more than just one temperament. There's a possibility that everyone you see has a mixture of more than just one temperament. You might have an 80% sanguine and a 50% phlegmatic, which will make your personality or your trait a little bit different. What does this do to you? It helps to balance your behavior. It helps to balance the way you act. Let's take phlegmatic sanguine. Now, we know the sanguine person is an outgoing person, but because a phlegmatic person is not too outgoing, the percentage of phlegmatic is higher because we have phlegmatic sanguine, which makes phlegmatic 60%, and then we have a 40% sanguine. So you meet somebody who is lovable, who is able to relate with everybody and yet be a faithful friend. So You can have more than just one temperament. Just take note of that fact, that there are a combination of temperaments that make you a person. And remember that your weaknesses can be worked on, and it is important that you empower your strengths, because your strengths will bring the best part of you, and then your weaknesses require that you work on them so that you become a better person, not just for yourself, but for the people you relate with. You might be in the office, in school, and wherever you might be. Be a better version of who you are. Do well to read Why You Act the Way You Do by Lahaye to get a full detail on your temperament. And feel free to comment on the comment section about what you think and what you feel about this book. Let us know what is your perspective about the book. See you on the next episode. Remember to follow us up on Facebook at Shalom Sunday, and subscribe to our YouTube channel on Book Review with Shalom. See you on the next episode. Bye.